So David wanted to come to this place that we go to called Geoscape Rock Shop. Inside, like outside, they have more landscapey type rocks and stuff. Inside, that's where I get a lot of like crystals and fossils and like neat little things that I'm into. But they have this dinosaur. Is Vinny his name? Or I see it says Vinny. I think it is. Look, they have him dressed up for the holidays. I just thought that was really cool. Sorry, my camera is like going crazy for a second. Yeah, so they have like all this really cool stuff out here for like more like landscapey needs and stuff. I don't know if I'll be able to video anything inside. They have another cool dinosaur over here. Ah, he's so cute. Geoscape Rock Shop, that's the name of this place. So if I'm able to, I'll take a couple of quick little videos inside, but yeah, we're searching for a gift for somebody, so let you know what we find if I'm not able to video in there, and I'll check you guys later. Bye. And I don't want to record a whole bunch in here just in case. There's no signs up that say not to, but I don't want to like make anybody upset if they really didn't want me to. You know. But I wanted everybody to see some of the pretty cool stuff they had. Like there's a lot more in the main room, but there's also a lot of other people out there. This is like a little side room with some really cool stuff in it. This is really pretty stuff too. There's like some raw rocks over here. And then there's like the beautiful cream of the crop stuff, which is the amethyst, which is one of my favorites. Oh, I love amethyst. Look at that. Thing is huge, huge. So yeah, just a little shot of the back room. There's also a lot of music out in the other room, so. But this is the part of the inside of the rock shop. Oh, I want to show this again. This is so pretty. Anyway, I will talk to you guys later. I'll let you know if we do end up getting anything, but right now we're just browsing. I'll talk to you later, guys. Bye. This is always the drive that I want to show you guys in the fall, when all of those trees back there are lit up in like fall colors. I say lit up, but like changed over in fall colors and everything. I was just talking about Christmas lights, so like I had that on the brain, I guess. But like this is like a little, back there is like an island, or like over that way I guess is an island. Sorry for the extreme close-up of David, but yeah, we're driving through Pawpaw right now, and there's an extreme close-up. Oh my gosh, my brain. There's an island out in the middle that you can go to, and it's really pretty, and there's like a bunch of woods surrounding the whole lake and everything in there. And I always meant to show you guys during Vlogtober, and I never did. Like I thought about it too late every time, or on the way home when it was dark, and I never got a good shot of it, so I wanted to make sure to at least show you the lake this time. Next year I'll have to show you the actual pretty fall foliage and stuff, but alright, I'm not gonna try to make anybody too car sick, so I'm gonna end this, and yeah, I'll talk to you guys when we get home. Bye. So we ended up kind of out in the country again. So here was another country house that we found. So really cute with the candy canes up by the front door and all the pretty lights, top and bottom, everything. I like the fact that they used multicolored and solid colored lights. Kind of solid colored. I guess they're blue and white, but yeah, it's really pretty. It's really pretty out here. I like the trees, like the dead looking trees against the house too. So anyway, there's your house for the day. Oh, I like the snowflakes up in the corners too. Those are pretty. This house got a little bit of everything going on. All right. We will talk to you guys later. Hope you're enjoying it. Talk to you later. Bye. Hey, David. So what do you call an elf when she wins the lottery?
I don't know.
Wealthy. Wealthy. Get it? What are... do. Is that what you were playing? Ah! What do reindeer use to decorate their Christmas trees?
I don't know.
Ornaments. Boy, if Santa ever decides to fire the elves, I bet they'd make great short order cooks. You're enjoying Bella's gift too, aren't you? Thanks, Bella! Are you enjoying it, Abby? She's like, I'd be enjoying my advent calendar a lot better. You want me to go get that?
It's like, do we get to open the big door yet?
I'll be right back with her advent calendar. Are you going to follow me?
Probably.
Yeah, probably. We'll be right back then. Is this what you wanted, Abby? Is that what you wanted? What day are we looking for? Huh? Do you know?
25.
I know. She's like, all of them? What day are we looking for? 21, I think.
It's like, whichever one's biggest.
Yeah. 21, I believe. Is she helping look for it? Or is she hindering?
Which I have to, because I can't find it.
21?
20 is right here. It hasn't been opened yet.
Are you sure?
Maybe.
Yeah. It's like I think her and I opened that one last night.
Oh, okay.
Was hiding amongst the stars. What did we get? Ooh.
Oh, it's empty.
Oh no, Abby, he's lying to you.
No idea what it is.
Chicken nuggets, sirloin burgers.
Dog still has some not fun.
Abby's like, don't worry about that. Just give me the treats. Did she get 4 of them today?
Yeah.
Wow, that makes up for yesterday. She got gypped yesterday. She had 1. I think it was yesterday. She's like, hello, I'm sitting really well. Look how good I'm sitting. Did she eat all 4 already? She's like, that's it? Only 4? Only 4? All right. You better say hi to everybody. Say hi, everybody. Say like, bye, everybody. I already got my treats. Hey, guys. It is the 21st day of Vlogmas. Welcome, which makes it December 21st, 2021. How are you doing? It's Heather, the Crochet Witch. I mixed up the whole intro. I mixed myself up for a second. Had that weird pause, what am I about to say? I don't know. It's anybody's guess. Who knows? I didn't even turn my little disco tree on. Which, by the way, I had to watch a video that I did last year, and this was on in the background. Last year, obviously, too, because last year's when Damon got it for me. And You can tell I didn't have my super bright ring light at first last year because this, like, without the ring light, let me see if I can, I don't know if it'll, look how much different that looks without the ring light. Like, it glows so pretty. I mean, it's pretty with just the glitter throwing around and dancing around and stuff, but like without the light, it looks so pretty. But I apparently love having a super bright light in my face. So it looks pretty anyway, though. It looks kind of like a crystal, like because of the glittering. I don't know. I like it either way, but there it is. Anyway, hi. What is it? So when you're watching this, it is Tuesday. Yes. When you're watching this, I am probably at least getting ready to go back to work, because today would be my first day back at work. Not looking forward to that. Like, as I record this, I'm telling you, I'm not looking forward to that. It's been nice being on vacation. And it sounds bad. It sounds almost like selfish to say, but it's nice once in a while to be on vacation when nobody else is like in the house or anything, because I had like time to myself. You know what I mean? I got some cleaning done. I didn't get as much cleaning done as I wanted to, because quite honestly, at the beginning of the week, I was catching up on a lot of sleep. And then towards the end of the week is when people's day offs were happening and we were doing like some more running around and things like that. So I didn't get as much done as I wanted to, but I did get some done. And honestly, it was just nice, like, for all the planning that I had done, and I'm going to get this done and I'm going to get that done. It was really nice just having like a vacation chill out time to myself. You know what I mean? That sounds so lazy, but it's true. Like, it was real nice. Because I didn't even get, no, that's not true. I was going to say I didn't even get a lot of crocheting done. I didn't get to show you guys a lot of crocheting. I got the piece that I got done, I feel, was quite a bit of work that I got done in a short amount of time. And then I did get this hat of Damon's is almost done. Basically I got, here it is. I should have kept a stitch marker in, but I think I was like right around here last night, maybe. That seems right. And then I finished it off, and now I'm basically just adding length. Like, I had him stick it on his big old head tonight. And I know it's black against black with my shirt. Sorry. I had him stick it on his big old head tonight, and he said it fit. And all that. So I'm just adding length because, like, I figured since I had to add in a second ball anyway of the yarn, he might as well have a nice big old long hat. And I like my Santa hats to be big old long hats. So like when it's on my head, this part is draping way down. Like even the one that I've been wearing, it's pretty long, but I would like it even longer. And his head is bigger than mine, and I'm pretty sure like his neck is longer than mine, so like it would need to be longer to fall down his back further than mine. Does that make sense, the way I explained it? So the hat needs to be longer is my point. So I'm just adding length to it, and then I will be ready to put the faux fur on it that he wants. So hopefully that's enough still. I still plan to ask him if, because that was a great idea, asking or saying that I could mix this in white, and he might go for that. But I forgot to ask him because I haven't got to that part yet. So like I'm still waiting to see if this is just enough, because I still have faith in past Heather, and I think she knew what she was talking about. I feel like I would have gotten enough at the time when it was there. There wasn't like just one ball of each, and I was definitely, like I said, making more of these at the time. So I feel like I would have gotten enough. So I think I got enough. I'm going to go with it and see what happens. Worst case scenario is I have to rip it out and then ask him if he minds if I add white to it too. Or his big thing was he was supposed to go to his mom's and or dad's, and it would drive me crazy being a last minute planner. Like, I hate being a last minute planner. And I asked him tonight, like, so whose house are you going to, or are you doing both, like, for Thanksgiving? And he's like, I texted him and nobody's gotten back to me yet. And I'm like, how do they not have plans yet? So he may not need it at all for right on Christmas Day, which would be optimal because then I could just get another pink skein and I wouldn't have to mix it with white at all. So we'll just have to see how that plays out. It might be enough. We might be good anyway. So we'll see. I should have this part finished tonight though, depending on how early, or how early I go to bed. So we'll see. David did get the Christmas stuff out tonight, so I'm also going to be doing that tonight. Getting the crocheted items out, because I have like a tree skirt and wreaths to put on the door, and which you better believe this stuff is staying up till at least after New Year's now, because it's up so late this year. Like, if he hadn't pulled it out today, I was about to tell him, like, just forget it. We'll just not do it. Like, I was getting so annoyed right now, honestly. I'm so happy he got it out though. So it's going to come up tonight. And yeah, we'll have it for the week of Christmas, which is, it's odd. Like, I like to have it up the week after Thanksgiving, or like the first week of December, and have it up for the month. But that did not work out this time. So I think I'm going to see about just cleaning out this closet in January enough to put the decorations in it, so I don't have to worry about that next year. So we'll see how he feels about that one. He'll probably not care, because that means he won't have to go do it. He'll just have to get the tree, because I can't store the tree in this closet. The closet's not big enough. But yeah. So anyway, as you see, we actually did go out and do stuff today. I did not have anything to show because I actually didn't buy anything at the rock shop. We went to 2 rock shops. I did not film at the second one because I don't know. There was loud music, and there was like other people in the store. And like, I filmed the part that I did in the first store because they had a second room and it was set off to the side and there was nobody in there to like bother with my filming. But the second store was one big open room, and like, I just didn't want to bother anybody because there was like quite a few like moms and kids shopping around tonight for some reason. So it's all good though. Like, at some point I will go back because I really like that place. And they didn't sell just like crystals and rocks. They sold like incense, tarot cards. I didn't know that. Like, it's not specifically a shop for that kind of stuff, but they did have a little corner of it. So that's pretty cool. A new age shop. But I didn't get anything, which David was very surprised that in 2 stores I didn't get anything. We went to get, one of his coworkers was left out of the gift exchange because it was for like upper management, and she just got promoted like 2 days ago to upper management. So her name hadn't been in the gift exchange because she wasn't at the time that they did the name exchange in the upper management. She wasn't even considered at the time. It was like a late promotion kind of thing, I guess. And so she was left out, so he felt bad. And I guess she's like super into like space and stuff. So I had gotten him, and then he had gotten himself. He has a couple pieces of meteorite, and he wanted to go look and find her a piece of meteorite because he thought that would be cool, like a cool gift. And which, I mean, I think he's right, obviously, because I got him a piece of it and he thought it was cool because he liked it. So we had went on the search for that, and we did find her a piece of it at the second store. So she's getting a gift too, so that's cool. I thought that was really sweet of him, he's inclusive and stuff. That's awesome. Because he obviously already did his gift exchange. So yeah, that was nice. But I didn't get anything because one of the things when I fully clean this room out is this shelf behind me, like that's up here that you never see, is all of my like witchery stuff, and there's quite a few like stones and things like that. And when I start asking people if they want some witchy stuff or having like a little giveaway of my witchy stuff, some of that stuff will be included in it because like it's cool. And I used to have like subscriptions to like instead of Knit Crate, there was like I had a subscription to like a witch box each month, and I ended up canceling that. Not because I didn't like it, but just because like, I mean, after a while there's only like with yarn, you can obviously use it and make stuff and everything, but there's only so many items that don't get used. 'Cause you don't use up tarot decks. You don't use up, you know, things like pendants and things like that. Like maybe the oils you would or things, but like it came with like, there's quite a few rocks, crystals, things like that that came with it. You don't really use those up unless you're like burying them for some purpose or giving them away for some purpose or whatever. I guess there are a few times that you may, but like in general, you don't really like use them up like you do yarn. Like, you know, once this is made into a hat, it's a hat. It's not just a ball of yarn that's sitting on my shelf anymore. The quartz crystal that's sitting up there is always going to be a quartz crystal that's sitting there. You know what I mean? So like there's only so many of them that I need. So I canceled the subscription. But it was a cool one. Like it was neat if I were to give away all of this stuff and then one day decide I wanted some more of it. It's one I would go back to because it was pretty cool, but it's only so much you need. And let's be honest, like how many times have I thought I'll probably end up canceling my Knit Crate just because, you know, I have too much of that kind of yarn, and that is something that can be used up. So it's like, yeah, eventually you just got to cancel stuff like that, right? So definitely the witchy one. It's neat. It's neat sometimes, but that being said, for any of my friends here who are into the new age interest, I may be putting together a couple of small giveaways of some of that stuff when I do clean it out, if anybody's interested. And that might be on the Facebook group. It might be because, I don't know, it just might be. But yeah, so I didn't get anything to show you guys was the point of that story. So let us move along because it'll be a longer video already with those added clips in. Let's do the 12 Days of Christmas gift exchange that I'm doing with Bella from Bella's Crocheted Gifts. And again, she's always linked below. And she has been doing hers since the beginning of December. So if you want to see the things that I've gotten her, go over and check out her videos from the beginning of December because she does them every couple of days instead of every day. I only waited because I'm counting down to Christmas basically with mine. But we are on day 8 for mine, and mine is squishy today. Yesterday I got one of these cute little baby Yodas. All right, ready guys? Ooh, I knew right from the top of this what this was. Oh mama. Thank you so much. This is Landscapes, which is by far Lion Brand Landscapes, I should say, but yeah, Landscapes. This is by far my favorite type of yarn. Oh, I love it. I love like every flavor it comes in. It's a roving yarn for those of you who don't know. This particular one is in the colorway Mountain Range. Just wanted to make sure. And look at those beautiful, rich, like blues and purples and amber browns. Look at, it's so pretty, is it not? It's gorgeous. I love it. I love it so much. obviously I have a few others of this color because I have quite the collection. Rose from Rose Likes Crochet actually challenged me to start making things with it, and I still have not. I mean, I've made stuff with it before. I've made some hats from some. I've made, I have a really, like, in my opinion, pretty blanket that I made from the Apple Orchard color. I think it's called Apple Orchard. I made a virus blanket with it. I really love that blanket too. And so I have made some things with it. I haven't just collected it, but like after I decided how much I loved this yarn, I have steady collected it. I think David actually got me this color as one of my Advent yarns last year when he put together the homemade hubby Advent calendar yarns when he bought me yarns. It's a very beautiful color. The point of me saying that I had other ones of this color anyway was I was thinking I might make these into like maybe a shawl. Maybe, because I was thinking they would make a pretty shawl. And now I have another one to add to that. Oh, they're gorgeous. I love just like, they're so soft and just, I love them so much. Roving style is my favorite yarn for sure. Yes, I know I have been asked before and I don't think I answered on the comment, but yes, I don't think I've had any roving style yarns that I've used that haven't, like when you wash them, that haven't kind of pilled up. So you probably do want to hand wash them and be really careful with them. I can't think of any new. I'm sure there are some that exist that you can wash in the washer and dryer, but I'm trying to think of ones. But yeah, I mean, some extra care is needed. Unless you don't care about it, or unless you don't mind, like, I know there's like the pill the pill things that you can, you know, so like depending if it's a small thing and you just want to do that, that's probably fine. The hat, I've washed the hats that I've made and it hasn't been too big of a problem. I actually haven't washed the blanket yet because honestly, it's been so pretty and it's not a terribly big blanket that it hasn't been used a lot. Like it's been folded up and sitting on my dresser and I bring it out once in a while, but it hasn't, it's kind of like those quilts that like people don't really use a lot. They just like to show them off. But like, I'm afraid of messing it up, to be fully honest with you. I really love it so much. I have covered up with it, so like I should wash it soon, to be honest with you, but I have not yet. And when I do, I probably will hand wash it. But yeah, the hats haven't been too bad. There's been some like little pilling bits on it, but nothing too bad. But yeah, but it does, to answer that question just really quickly, it does pill up some. And some yarns are worse than others. So, obviously. Depends on how loose the roving is. And some landscape yarn, like, I could get this exact color in another ball and it's just not as tightly wound. Even the roving of it is not as tightly spun or whatever, and it's going to be worse than, like, say that ball is going to be worse than this ball of it. So, like, it just really depends, I guess. But, yeah, I would definitely listen to the hand washing. This says machine wash, gentle, lay flat to dry. I guess I never tried anything in, like, a garment bag. Maybe I'll wash something in a garment bag. I'm scared, too, with the landscape. I would probably hand wash it. But that's me. Yeah, I would suggest hand washing it. I think it would pill. I think it would pill. But like I said, I don't think it would be awful. The hats weren't that bad. Maybe I'll make something else and I will put it in a garment bag at some point and get back to you guys. Because maybe the garment bag wouldn't be that bad. I don't know. Anyway, thank you, Bella. I don't know why I just went off on a rant about that. Good Lord. I'm chatty tonight. Sorry in advance for that one. Yeah, so let's move on to the Stranger Things advent calendar, which I am going to right now put up a picture of Joyce because I did it again yesterday. I jumped into the ranting about Joyce and forgot when I did the editing to throw her picture in there. So for anybody who may not know who she is, but had watched through the rant, that is Joyce. And yeah, like if I didn't, just saying, make myself clear yesterday, even though I had the really strong opinion about her at the end, and I know as a parent, obviously, even when I said yesterday about her doing like the best stuff for her kids, so it makes more sense what she did, Heather in Stranger Things mode, fan mode, I guess, like I was saying, I just can't. I feel like she abandoned the other kids, and I don't know. I can't take back what I said. I feel like she shouldn't have done it. But we don't have to all agree. We don't. But I don't dislike her. I just wanted to say that. Like, I don't like what she did at the end, and I just can't forgive her for being okay killing Hopper. I would have just probably killed the world instead, but that's just me. I understand why she did that. But, like, I don't dislike her. She's a very, like, strong woman, and I respect that a lot, so just saying, don't hate her. But we're gonna move on. I want to see if I'm right about this being the other kids, honestly. It'll be crazy if it's not, right? Like, surely it's gotta be. 5 bags, and 5 kids left. It's gotta be. It's gotta be. Okay, anyway. So, if you are just joining us and you are late to the game and there are only 5 left, so you know, I am going to, I don't know who is behind this tag either, but behind this tag is somebody from the show who has inspired this yarn, which the maker of this lovely yarn is linked down below. Not affiliated, just really loved the Stranger Things idea. So I wanted to show her off to you guys. We're going to find out together in a moment who it is that inspired it. And then I'm going to put their picture up like I just did for Joyce. And then I am going to, while the picture is up, talk about that character. We'll kind of recap their role in the show, their relationship with other people in the show. I'll probably throw in my opinion about them and maybe a little rant about them depending on who it is. And although I think most of my ranting is done, most of it probably, depending on who's left. And when the picture's down, we will talk about the yarn, guess what the color might be, even maybe, and then reveal it and talk about the actual color. So while the picture's up, if you haven't seen the show and you don't want the spoilers, like if you plan to see it, or if you just don't care about the show or what I have to say about it, you could fast forward and when the picture's down, get to the yarny goodness part, and then I'm none the wiser. So you just don't have to tell me that you fast forwarded it, and we're all good. So, yeah, let's get to the yarn because I've already wasted a lot of time talking tonight, guys. I don't think this is going to be a short one. I'm not even going to pretend tonight. So it might be whoever's behind this tag. Maybe I'll just be like, yeah, they were in the show. Probably not. Okay, you guys ready? 21 is, I believe that is Will. Is it Will? It's Will, but they spelled it W-I-L. Will, I don't think Will is spelled that way. Is it? I don't think they spell it that way. Do I have something here with, I don't think I do, like readily accessible. I don't think it's spelled that way. Anyway, Will. Pictures going up here, and we're going to talk about Will. I will try to keep this short. So Will is Joyce's son, Jonathan's brother, and we have already in the past 2 videos talked about Joyce and Jonathan. Will's the youngest, obviously, and Will is the very first person to have discovered the Upside Down, as far as we know. Like, I'm sure other people in the past probably have. I don't think this was a brand new thing to Hawkins, but it's where we joined in, it was brand new to them, to our heroes, to our characters. The Demogorgon monster chose to steal Will and pull him into the Upside Down when he was walking home on the first episode from Mike's house. He had been walking home with Dustin, and when Dustin pulled into his house on his bike, Will kept going and encountered the Demogorgon and ran from it, and eventually got caught up and pulled into the Upside Down. So the whole first season basically is them searching for Will. Will has to have been, like, you didn't necessarily see a whole lot of his survival skills, but obviously he had them. He had to be a really clever kid, because, like, you did see Nancy when she didn't get pulled into the Upside Down. She voluntarily went, I guess, through the little portal that opened up when her and Jonathan were looking for the Demogorgon. But, like, when Nancy was in there, she went in and the Demogorgon was, like, just kind of, like, in there, or another Demogorgon, because I don't really believe there's only one at a time or anything. I'm sure there's probably quite a few in there. But who knows? We don't know, right? But either way, there was at least one that was, like, right in there upon entry. And Nancy had to, like, hide, like, right away. And for, like, a little scared boy, because, like, Will was, what, 11 at the time? Something like that? 12, maybe? He had to hide from this thing that was clearly already, like, on his, like, scent, on the trail of him. Had his scent, whatever you want to say. And not only that, but, like, he was the first one there, so he didn't know about this existence. He probably just didn't know what he'd, like, gotten himself into. He obviously had to figure out that he was there and that his mom and everybody were, like, in the other, like, dimension. And he didn't have, like, you saw the kids basically talking amongst themselves and figuring it out. And they had 11 to kind of give them clues to it. And then on top of that, they had Mr. Scott to go to talk to about the different dimensional rules, kind of science. And then on top of that, like, Hopper and Joyce had, well, Joyce didn't really. Joyce was kind of, like, along for the ride, like, afterwards when Hopper went back for the 3rd time to the lab. But, like, Hopper had Dr. Brenner to kind of, like, not really talk to about it, I guess, but, like, when he researched about it and then went and got, like, caught up about it, Brenner talked at him, I guess is a better word to say. But, like, he had his information from Brenner about it. And then when he, like, ran willy-nilly in the lab trying to not get caught, he saw firsthand, like, the, like, dimensional door. So, like, they had all this, like, information from other sources. And then there's poor Will, who's, like, probably terrified for his life being chased by this Demogorgon and then brought into this world unknowing what the heck is even going on. And he still manages to figure out he's in another world, figure out his mom is, like, on the other side of this dimensional, like, vortex, figure out a way to communicate with her, because the whole, like, when I always get excited about the Christmas lights being hung up and Joyce, you know, painting the letters and all that, is because he used them as a way to communicate with her by lighting up the letters once she had figured out to paint them on the wall. Almost kind of Ouija boardish, kind of, except it was Will on the other side, like, lighting them up instead of, like, a spirit board. And he did all this while basically dodging around the Demogorgon, because, like, multiple times the Demogorgon followed him when he was back at Joyce's house, but in the Upside Down, because he would tell her, like, not safe or run. And that was the time that the Demogorgon tried to come through and get Joyce, and she ended up running out of the house and like down the road, and Jonathan found her on his way home and all that. And then like Will had the foresight or whatever, the will to survive, if you will. I used the word will like 3 different times there. Anyway, he had that knowledge to like go hide out in Castle Byers, in the Upside Down version of Castle Byers, and try to stay away and like lay low from the Demogorgon. And I don't know, just like he obviously has like this incredible like strength in him that I'm sure he got from his mom, because his dad is a piece of work, to put it nicely. So like, Will's a really, really like strong kid and a really smart kid. And that was season 1. And then obviously they do find him. They almost lost him. Because he did eventually succumb to something, assumably not the actual Demogorgon. You did see in season 2, you saw like Hopper, when they had figured out that it was like the vine system that Will had been drawing was tunnels, and Hopper had took off without really saying, like he figured it out and just took off because he thought he knew what he was doing, and went down into the tunnels. The vines basically moved like kind of on their own will and took him hostage and tied him up and everything. And they would have killed him if he hadn't been found. And that's how they found Will in season 1, was like up against a wall and like tied up in all these vines. And he had like this awful, like a vine was like down his throat. It was either feeding something into him or it was taking from him, or both. I mean, who knows exactly what it was doing? Like Will might know, but nobody else really knows. So whatever it was doing was probably bad. Excuse me. But he lasted a really long time for somebody who didn't know like what was going on, is the point, I guess. And then in season 2, he was super brave again, because like he was hiding the fact from his mom that he was even having like more issues with this, because he didn't want to like, he wanted to be normal. He didn't want to like bother his mom and his brother and everything by this coming back. He wanted to like ignore it and hope it went away and like beat this thing on his own. Which didn't end up happening. Poor Will. And he took Bob's advice, which, poor Bob, how was he to know he was actually giving him advice on like otherworldly creatures? I'm sure Bob would have not given him the same advice had he known, but his advice was basically to face to face encounter with it and straight up tell it to leave him alone, which he did do. And it got him possessed by the Upside Down creature, which was the Mind Flayer. And because of that, because it was possessing him and it was taking control of him, and it was basically hiding out in Will's body and using that as a cover to spy on all of the rest of them, so that it could eventually take them out, because I think it recognized them all as the strong players that would stop it. And it did multiple times try to kill them. It had sent Demodogs after them and the lab people at Hawkins' lab. It was just bad all around stuff. And poor Will was the host to this thing. He had said like multiple times before, like when he was conscious of it, like that it hurt all over and stuff, because it was just possessing his whole body. And like for this poor kid to go through the Upside Down and then go through this like possession and then still come out, I will say normal. Like there was an oddity about Will, but I don't think that it was from his experience with the Upside Down. Like Will is a strange kid, not in a bad way either. I'm not saying that in a bad way. He's really like mellow and down to earth and quiet. He's thoughtful. And he had always been that way. Like the child that you saw in the first episode ever was like that. his friends even made comments about how he could have saved himself in their D&D campaign, but he didn't. He chose to try to save them as a group, because that's just how he always was. I think Joyce made comments about him always being a quiet kid, and he was like, that's when she was talking about him being artistic and staying inside and drawing and things like that. So he was always like that. I don't think that was anything to do with like he wasn't like withdrawn because of the encounters of the upside down stuff. So for him to like go through all that and come out basically normal again, such a strong kid. And then in season 3, like there was still some kind of a hold on him, because whenever the mind flayer was around, he would get like a pinprick sensation at the back of his neck, like the hairs in the back of the neck standing up kind of feeling. He felt it when the mind flayer was around. Billy, he felt it when the gate was opening up and the electric grid had went down because of it. Like the Russians had made it go down with their power outages, like their power surge or whatever was tripping the power grid. He felt it several times. So there was still like some connection. So this poor kid, and like all he wanted to do was spend time like with his friends. And in season 3, that's when I think I had mentioned before, like Dustin felt really abandoned because most of the other kids, like Mike wanted to be off with Elle because they had started dating, and Lucas and Max wanted to be like, Lucas and Max were kind of still like group orientated, but they were basically like a couple. So they were like, whenever they were apart or broken up, like Lucas was always very focused on talking about Max, and Mike was always very focused on talking about Elle. And Dustin had actually run off with Steve because he was feeling very abandoned just by them in general. So like Will was still with Mike and Lucas, but feeling kind of abandoned on his own. We had talked about how Robin was the first, like, she was the first openly homosexual, like, to admit that she was homosexual character. But there's been, like, most people think that Will is also a homosexual character. Don't know if it's factual or not, because he's never said he was. There was one part where they were basically like getting into a fight because Will just wanted to spend time with his friends. Like, he was like, do we really have to worry about like you and Elle and Lucas and Max? Can we not just spend time as friends and like play D&D and do stuff like we used to? And Mike made a really crappy comment, which, like, whether his friend had a different sexual orientation or not was still a pretty crappy thing to say. And he said, like, just because you don't like girls. So like people took that as Mike knowing that Will was gay. Like, I suppose it doesn't have to mean that. It could also like just mean he literally had no interest in dating at all or whatever. But it was just a crappy thing for Mike to say, like, in my opinion. I mean, and it was a crappy thing for him to say. Like, Mike admitted later it was a crappy thing for him to say. But yeah, I mean, Will was always just like wanting to hang out with his friends, and you know, that's what made him happy, was that. So hopefully in season 4, he gets to be reunited with his friends, and we'll just see what happens with him. So that's really all I have to say about Will. Like, I really like his character. I really like him a lot, and I hope that good things finally start happening for this poor kid. Yeah, I really do hope that good things start happening for him. Like, I feel so bad. In season 1, when Jonathan was Jonathan was being really great. Like I said, that was like Jonathan's time to shine, was season 1, being the really great big brother and stuff for him. And Jonathan was saying, like, you know, Dad always makes you do stuff with him that you don't like to do, like go to sport games and stuff like that. And, you know, you just like feel bad for Will. So like before season 1 ever happened, like he was kind of
dealt a crappy hand, and then like definitely dealt a crappy hand in season 1, and definitely dealt a crappy hand in season 2. And like season 3 wasn't a lot of fun for him either, even though like luckily he didn't get like possessed again or anything bad like that. But so I don't know. I just really want to see like him happy, you know. There was the episode in season 2, which was like my favorite episode ever for some obvious reasons, was the Halloween episode. And it was before he got actually possessed. But he was seeing like things. It was almost like he was being pulled into the upside down just briefly, and then something would knock him back to our world kind of. And the like town bullies had been trick-or-treating when the kids were trick-or-treating, when they were dressed up in their little Ghostbuster outfits. And Will and Mike were walking, and I think Mike walked just ahead of him. And the town bullies walked by and like knocked him on his back just to say like trick-or-treat freak or whatever, you know, like they called him Zombie Boy because of the first year when everybody thought he was dead and then he wasn't. So they came back from the dead, zombie. Which was a nickname that stuck with him, and like it really bothered him. It kind of sucks that he had to have that happen to him to begin with. So, but they were just mean, and that kind of like knocked him into the upside down, like that event or whatever. And like the look on his face, just because he like, I don't know, Noah Schnapp is the actor that plays him, and he nailed that. Like it like broke my heart for Will. So like Dustin may be my favorite kid, but like Will is like right up there. Like I just really adore him and like feel for him. So I don't know. I just really want good things to happen for him. Which, getting into my reasonings, I guess, for Joyce last night, taking him away, like I just really want him to have like a happy life with his friends that like understand what he went through too. So like I know that's not the practical parent thought, I guess, like if this were the real world kind of thing, but like I just really want him to have like his friends understand what he went through and be there for him, but like have him be like happy. I don't know. I just really want good things for Will. So anywho, the color yarn of Will, picture's going down now. Talk about the yarn, which is in this really pretty reindeer bag, by the way. I really like this print a lot. My hair is on it. I don't know, because like I said the last couple of days, most of the kids' clothes, him and Jonathan, most of Joyce's stuff is like 60s, 70s type hand-me-down looking type vintage stuff, even for the 80s. Like Will even has like these different styles of like bowl haircuts through the seasons. So like clearly they're like at home mom does your haircuts. So like I am kind of going to guess again that this is like a vintagey looking color. But I don't know, because like Jonathan's was, and then Joyce's wasn't. Oh, but by the way, when I was very confused about Joyce's, I just want to show this really quick again. When I was very confused about Joyce's yesterday, I showed this to Dean last night after the video. And what Dean said was, Joyce's reminds him of her Christmas lights. And I bet you anything that he's right. Like just the speckling and the bright glow from the neon. I bet that's the inspiration behind this. I don't know. So, like, I could totally see that. So, but back to Will's. We're going to open it up now, and I'll give you guys the first look. I don't have a guess for it other than something old and vintagey looking. Ready? Interesting. I see purple. You see purple. It's gorgeous. I have no idea what this would be inspired by, except for maybe his trip to the Upside Down. Like when they did find him in like the last episode of season 1, he was very like just pale and like sickly and like what somebody would look like left in like a freezer. It's like, which was more blue than purple, but I mean, maybe it was inspired by his time in the Upside Down. I'm not really sure. And like when I add his picture, maybe an outfit that he had would stand out, but I don't remember him wearing anything purple. I could be wrong. It's very pretty. It's got like the black running through it and then a very like rich purple. I really, really, really like it. Wow, my hair is shedding like crazy. I'm trying to keep it away from the yarn for sure. I love this yarn. I love it so much. So, but I'm not sure. If you guys can think of anything Will-ish about this yarn, definitely let me know. But yeah, I think it's pretty. But that is today's yarn. That is Will. And yeah, that is what I have for you guys. So hopefully you liked it. It's actually, considering my longer rant at the beginning, this actually ended up a tiny bit shorter than I expected, but still pretty long. So I am going to sign off and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. As always, I love you. Mwah. Bye, guys.